We're going to move on to a collectible dice game that was being showed off by Fantasy Flight. I just stole Matt's intro.
Oh,
it's a Star Wars Destiny.
Yeah, it's designed by Corey. I'm going to Konieczka. Sorry, bro. And Lukas Litzsinger. Artist is non-applicable or whatever because I think it's all stock.
Yeah, well, no, I think it has its own art, maybe.
I don't know. They didn't list an artist. Maybe it's too many.
Yeah, it could be that there's so many different artists for the cards. I think that's probably what it is.
That could be it.
Anyway, I'm going to best describe this as well as I can because I only played it once and it was a demo. You get to play 3 rounds and you got a extended art card or something like that as a promo.
Okay.
But essentially, you build, from what I understand, you build a team of guys and it's a collectible dice game. So you got these dice which are really chunky.
Right.
I mean, they're like an inch by inch and they're full color print. They've got some kind of glaze on them or something to where they won't scratch off.
Right.
It's like a clear coat, basically. Really nice. Anyway, you build a team of guys. You get so many points to do so. You also build, I think, a 30-card event deck. And that event deck is cards that you always have in your hand.
Right.
The character cards are always out on the table with their die on top of them or dice or whatever. Because some of them have multiple dice. Anyway, on your turn, you get resources. You roll you spin cards, you get an action, essentially. The players take turns doing action. Did you watch anything about this?
Yes.
Okay. So I wasn't sure, was it a Fantasy Flight kind of thing or was it just somebody else recording it at Gen Con?
It was a demo that a group of guys that had a show on YouTube or whatever.
Okay, cool. Well, anyway, so most of it is just trying to kill off the other players' guys, essentially. I don't know the actual in-game condition. I think that is it. Last man standing, maybe?
Yeah, it was either kill the guys or, there was another condition, but I don't remember what it was.
Yeah. Oh, I think if you run out of event cards, you lose.
Okay, so that's what I was about to say, but I wasn't sure if that was it or not, so that might have been it. Because that is your health.
Yeah, that is
essentially.
That's your health of your player,
right?
Not of your characters or whatever.
Right.
But so yeah, I think if you run out of event cards or you can't draw one, you lose.
Can't play.
And then the other the other way is to actually kill off their characters. Mm-hmm. And you're doing this by re-rolling these dice that come with your guys because they have different sides and they show you all of it on the card. But it might be 1 or 2 damage, or it might be gain a resource, or it could be
shields,
just to add some more hit points to your guys, essentially. And that's what it is. I do an action, you do an action. We keep going. You eventually run. The round ends. I can't remember if it's
both people pass.
If both people pass, yeah. So you can get into a situation where you can stall long enough and then just do action.
Right.
But what did you think from the video that they showed?
It's interesting looking.
Because remember, this is a collectible car or a collectible dice game.
That part of it, I don't know how I feel. The game itself looks cool. It's a nice back and forth between the players. You're not sitting there, like sometimes if you're playing just a card game, it's like, okay, I'm sitting here watching this guy think for 3-4 minutes. It's pretty quick paced on the back and forth. The rolling dice, I do like. You can discard to do like reroll dice, or it seems like there's more things you could do with discarding cards, but essentially you're giving up health to do it though.
Yeah, because you're getting rid of those cards.
Right.
I think it really is just discard to reroll.
Okay.
A single die or something.
As many dice as you want.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I only played this once and it was 3 rounds, so I kind of got the idea of it. I remember the feeling of playing it, but not necessarily all the rules, because as you're playing it, you forget something. The demoer is like, oh no, you can do this or this or this.
Right.
So now the one impression that I did get immediately is that, okay, you got a collectible dice game. That's pretty cool, right? Mm-hmm. You've got the thing I didn't like about Dice Masters, which isn't a massive deal, is that there's no event deck. There's no cards you could play as secret to be like, aha, things like that. It's just all that you can see everything the opponent's capable of pretty much in front of them when they bring it to the table. And I like the idea that this game allows you to have those cards because it does. That's part of the building process too. You're building you bring your guys and then you synergize them with all the cards in your deck.
Right.
Although I will say, and this might just be with the demo because they're probably using really basic cards, do basic actions, but it seems like everything I did was to mitigate bad rolls. I hope that's not how it is with all the rest of the cards or the more advanced, like the uncommon and rares and things like that.
It seemed like the demo I watched these guys do, and they pretty much did a full demo. It seemed like most of the time when they were playing cards, it was like, I'm dealing damage. I'm knocking your shields out. Now I'm taking this dice doing damage. It seemed very like aggressive. Maybe they were just playing it different, or
it could be the character I was playing then.
They used Ray.
Well, it's Ray and Kylo.
Yeah, that's who they were using.
Yeah. Maybe it was just bad draws because I felt like everything I had was re-roll it or, maybe, add shields, stuff
really,
like that.
I don't remember them playing. Maybe they just didn't want to do that. They were just discarding cards and then picking up, if they had like 3 bad dice, picking up all those dice and just, re-rolling them.
Well, that's good to know, though, because like I said, 3 rounds. Now, the coolest card I got was the fact that you can add equipment to Kylo or other people or stormtroopers and stuff, and you have to draw those. Mm-hmm. I thought that was really cool because I'm all about accessories in games.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. The demo I saw, the guy had, what he had a Rey had a lightsaber, robes, and he was about to bring her staff out, which I don't know if that would have replaced the lightsaber or not. I don't know if there's rules on equipment or anything, but
it does give you new dice though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was going to say. So he's pulling out these new dice to go along with the equipment, which was pretty neat. That's a neat aspect to do that. And then you got like support characters that'll bring out, like I think he brought out BB-8. He had a dice that went with him and stuff like that. So
gotcha.
It almost seemed like a lot of the cards though were very, I don't know, they seemed powerful, and I was kind of like, even for a starter deck, but I don't know. There's a lot of things to expand on. It is just a starter.
Yeah. It might seem powerful because I think they're only playing with 2 guys apiece.
Yeah.
And normally you're going to get so many points to bring to the table.
See, that's why I didn't understand. They explained that, but then I was like, why is there only 2 people out here that's not...
I think they were equal amongst those, that game.
Okay.
But I think you would actually have more like 4 or 5 guys out there.
Okay.
And so that amount of damage that they're doing in ratio to 2 guys is a lot.
Right.
But when you got a whole, tableau of guys to kill off, it might be a little different.
Yeah, and they were doing a lot of there was a lot of discarding going on with them too also. I
think there was quite a bit of discarding.
So I don't know, it seemed interesting.
Well, it sounds like the game that you watched them play online was a little bit more impressive than when I was playing it.
Okay.
And I'm not, I guess the thing is I wasn't unimpressed.
Right.
I just mean like the game, my playthrough was kind of like, man, I kind of wish there was more to it, but I know there probably is.
Yeah, it seemed interesting. The collectibility part of it is kind of like, got me like, I'm probably will never get into it for that reason. I'll tell you what, man, I looked on YouTube and saw the Fantasy Flight like 40-second trailer. They got kind of blasted in the comments on that actually, but
because it's a collectible?
Because it's collectible. Because, Fantasy Flight's always kind of had that, living card game. You just buy a pack and that gives you all the cards you need. And now they're kind of going the collectibility route. So
it's a good money move. And I feel like that can get them into stores way better than living card games.
And it's Star Wars themed. I mean,
yeah, you're going to see this next to Dice Masters at Target and Walmart or wherever. But you wouldn't see, Warhammer Invasion or the Game of Thrones card game.
No.
I mean, they had to come out with like a dumbed down version of it to come out.
Right.
Like a 2-player version of it,
Yes.
Movie art.
Yeah.
Just to get into stores basically, because no one's going to buy a living card game, but people are going to buy randomized boosters all day long, which it's kind of annoying because I think each booster pack has 1 die.
That's what I thought, and 5 cards.
And 5 cards.
So I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah. But it's $3.
Okay, well, that's not that bad then, I guess.
It's not bad, but it's also not $1 for 2 cards and 2 dice.
I guess because every event card
Master
doesn't need a dice.
Right. I think you get the die and then at least the card for that die.
Right.
And I kind of wish I would have looked this up beforehand, but I don't know if there's like different rarities. So if that die can be used with different cards, that was the cool thing about Dice Masters. I don't know. You've played it, right?
I've seen it.
Oh, okay. I thought I played it with you, but the thing with it is you got the dice, but none of the dice are rare. Like the cards that go to it is. So like for instance, you might have Wolverine And Wolverine has like a, common, uncommon, and a rare. But any card that you get comes with that die, and the die is the same anyway.
Okay.
And you having multiple dice for the same card works because you bring Wolverine, and it might say max 4. So you can bring 4 of that dice on him, and it's essentially how many times you can summon him into your deck.
Right.
Or your bag to draw from. Mm-hmm. That's what was really fun about Dice Masters. And in this, I feel like it's like 1 die per card, maybe. And I don't know. Like, it seems like the game is way more focused on the event cards and stuff like that. And the dice are just there for some kind of random aspect.
Right.
Not sure how I feel about that. I mean, I'm just going to have to play a few games and see. I'll probably at least buy a starter deck and maybe a handful of boosters and see what happens.
Right.
And then, because I'm just me.
Yeah.
I'll buy enough for like 2 players at least, and then we can play it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's Star Wars Destiny. I am looking forward to it as of now.
Right.